Hello everybody, what's going on? Hopefully you're all having a fantastic day on this particular Wednesday. Today I've got for you the voting to decide what comes next in our series of our career mode. Well, of course, which we started with the Graafschap. Now, if you missed the last episode, you won't know, but we did play the Champions League final against Real Madrid in 2021, so if you want to check that out, well, as it pops up on the screen, I was going to try and do this without spoiling it, but there it is. So, yeah, if you want to see that, go back and check it out, and of course you can cast your vote before doing that. That will not change the outcome of that game. But I will say this, never in a million years did I expect to be Champions League winners. And as I said at the end of that, that I felt we'd done our job here. We've taken this team as far as I think we were going to take it. You know, we went completely unbeaten last year in the Eredivisie. We won the Cup as well for the second consecutive year. We did a domestic double again. And, of course, topping all that off with a Champions League victory. Patrick was sensational on the night, wasn't he? Oh, man, what a game. What a game, what an episode. And so far, this is right up there with one of my favourite series on the channel. Honestly, there's quite a few that I've enjoyed over my time on YouTube. And this one will seriously go up there at the end of this, hopefully. So I want this to continue as much as it can. And I decided that to do that, I want a new challenge. I want something fresh. So I was looking back and I thought to myself, I kind of haven't been, you know, at the beginning of the year, I had Brighton, Premier League. We did the Road to Glory all the way through the Premier League as well. And although I've touched upon maybe a couple of other leagues, you know, Schalke in the Bundesliga, I've not yet touched really that many more. So I was looking through and I was trying to find some potential offers that interested me. And there was two. One of them, because it's a team that we knocked out in our run to the Champions League final. And the other one, because it's a team I've not actually ever used before in the series, I don't think. So both of them interest me in their own individual ways. Now, I looked at both of them as well, and I think they'll both be a challenge. But I'm going to take you into the teams today, and we'll take a look at them for you guys to cast your vote. Please note as well that after this, there should be a goal of the season for Season 3 coming up as well. So make sure you stay tuned for that and have your say. There's some absolute screamers coming your way in that one, so do sit back and await that, because it's going to be quite an episode to look forward to. You know, goalless series and goalless seasons are always my favourite, because it's just so good when you watch the goals back. But without further ado, let's jump into then the two clubs that have made an offer for us to go and manage them ahead of this new season. Okay, so to start us off, we have got Hoffenheim, of course, the side that we knocked out in our Champions League run when Patrick scored that one-of-a-kind free kick and even a screamer against him in leg one, getting to that Champions League final. Looking back, there were so many occasions where we could have been knocked out. Like, we literally were so close. That game springs to mind. Hoffenheim scored first in the second leg with 2-1 up on aggregate, and then Patrick pops up with that massive free kick. So, I mean, just thinking about it, what a goal it was. So, for Hoffenheim, budget, don't really take too much notice of this because we are not in a new season yet. Although I did go into a new season with the Graafschap, Hoffenheim season has not ended yet. It ends at the end of June, so we will have to go into a new season again, which is going to mess up the career stats and such, but it's fine. We can work past that. I'm not really that bothered. But in terms of that then, as you can see, Hoffenheim, they finished in the top 4 of the Bundesliga. That's not where I wanted to go. They finished in the top 4 of the Bundesliga, but they got nowhere near, realistically, Bayern. They were, 8 points behind them? And as you can see, Bayern strolled to success in another Bundesliga title. Now, the weird thing is, when you check out potential job openings, where it says teams finished is never actually right, because it said to me, when I actually looked at going for this job, that Leverkusen had won the league, Bayern had finished second, Dortmund had finished in 4th, and Wolfsburg had finished 3rd. So it clearly isn't the case, because Leverkusen down in 6th, Dortmund in 2nd is right, and so is Wolfsburg, but it said Hoffenheim were in 9th, so I have absolutely no idea why it said that. Nevertheless, it would still mean we'd be in the Champions League if we were to take this job on, so we would still have that to look forward to, and their side is actually pretty decent. Now, of course, the one thing we will be doing no matter where we go is bringing Patrick with us. Now, luckily, you guys are awesome, and you told me a little way to do that without having to fork out a load of cash. So I'm going to be putting a release clause onto Patrick and hopefully bringing him over for basically next to nothing, which I never even thought about doing. So massive thank you for that. But let's start then. Goalkeepers, as you can see, Bowman, 84 overall, crucial in that game against us. Very nearly carried his side through with some incredible saves. Campagna as well is the backup, and these two would never ever play if I was here, so they would be getting moved on very quickly. Right backs, there's quite a few. We've got 2 really good quality right backs here if we want to stay. However, he is going to Fiorentina when the transfer window opens, so he will be leaving on a free transfer, which is probably going to be the case for a fair few players. Moving into the centre-backs, because I don't want this to go on too long, there is an abundance of top-quality centre-backs here. Well, I say top quality. What I mean is 2 top quality, the rest fairly decent first-team players. And what's weird is they all would have been higher rated than anybody else when we were at the Graafschap. So, yeah, seems a bit weird saying that. Celta Vigo is where Kevin's going, and Zuma's joining Man City. So a lot of these players could well be leaving on free transfers, so you've got to take that in consideration. Schulz is still here, 82 rated, one of the better players at the club. And as you can see as we scroll down, as is Brené and Zuba. Into midfield, just making sure that we've still got the players. Dennis Geiger, Vilhena is here as well. Patrick would be coming in, though, as a starter and even a captain too, so we ain't got to worry about central midfielders just at this very moment. Griffo, left midfield, not too bad. As you can see, I'm scrolling through. Bittencourt, I've heard about him before. He used to be a bit of a beast in career mode, but he's not so much now. But this is where they kind of excel. And Demirbay, 85 rated. I've used him in, I think, my Inter Milan save. He was there when I went over, and he was pretty decent. I'm not going to lie. I thought he was good. So, Demirbay, quality. Lanzini scored against us in that Champions League fixture. He was also decent. Selke up front. Batshuayi, Marega, Willian Jose. 4 strikers above the rating of 80. If I was to come here, they would not be staying. And I mean, we've still got 278 and 77 down here as well. So, there's a lot of funds that we could free up with this Hoffenheim side to reinvest. And that would be what we would probably try and do with the intentions of trying to essentially dethrone Bayern, but also try and take Hoffenheim as far as we can as well, like we did with the Graafschap. So that is the first team on offer. Champions League football, Bundesliga, decent side, not the most money in the world, but I'm sure with some outgoings, we'd have about £50 million to spend. Of course, I don't have to buy Patrick. I can pretty much put a release clause of like £1 million on him and get him for that. So yeah, I don't really have to worry about his signature coming in, but that is the first team on offer. Let's check out the second. And for our second and final team then, we travel to sunny Spain, where Villarreal have asked us to become their manager as well. So, as you can see, exactly the same wage as Hoffenheim. We're going to do the same thing, show you the team on offer here, and let you make the decision. So, I'll be right back with that. I've always said that if there was anywhere else in the world I want to live, it might be Spain. So, yeah, we could potentially take over as Villarreal boss. Now, the difference between this and, of course, Hoffenheim is that Hoffenheim have Champions League, whereas Villarreal have the Europa League, I believe. Top 7 is where they finished. They finished 7th place, which I think means it's a playoff round, potentially, to get in there. I'm not entirely sure, so don't quote me on that. I could be wrong, but we'll find that out at a later stage. But yeah, 7th place, so I know it's not Champions League. I know that for sure. Europa League, potentially, if it is going to be that. I think it is the top 7 that gets it in La Liga. So not quite the Champions League that we would have with Hoffenheim. And it would be very, very challenging to get that back, considering the league table, as you saw there, Barcelona winning it and Real Madrid finishing only a point behind. And then you look at the money as well, it's 27 million. So a similar amount to that of Hoffenheim. But again, don't take too much notice of that, because I don't know exactly how much we'll get at the start of the new season. In terms of their side, though, nowhere near the quality of Hoffenheim's. As you can see, their number 1 goalkeeper, Senyo, 31 now, 84 rated, but they need probably a new goalkeeper here. So that's one thing to consider. Following on from that, in terms of fullbacks, they've only got 1 right back, and even he's 74 rated, unless it's a right wing back somewhere lying about. Nope. So yeah, need a new right wing back. Central defense, you can see as well. David Luiz, 34, retiring at the end of the season. He'll be gone. Issa Diop's really the only man there that you're looking at going, he is quality. Ruben Semedo, I think he's the guy that's been arrested. Is he in prison, actually? If he is, I'm getting rid of him. Screw it. So, yeah, he'll be going. Moving on, as you can see as we scroll down, there's really nobody that jumps out at you and says, I am the best, you know, I'm going to make things happen at this team. Now, I know this guy, Samuel Chukwueze, I apologize if I butchered his name. It's quite the prospect, so somebody we could be holding on to. And if I do take over here, I'm going to be calling him Samuel, because I'm just horrific with surnames. So you got to take that into consideration. Manu as well, another 81 rated player. We compare this, and Zachariah, finally, we get to like a higher rated player, 84. Compare this to Hoffenheim, and we had a number of them. Obviously, Patrick would come in the central midfield area, like he would for Hoffenheim. captain the side. Pedraza as well, know about him. He was on loan at Leeds for a time. That's how I know about Pedraza. Iwobi. What is Iwobi doing here? That's interesting, actually. So, yeah, Iwobi. Gerard Moreno, goal scorer. Just what you need. Toko Ekambi. 80 rated, but I think if you're looking at the two teams, it's clear to see that Hoffenheim have the better side on paper. But the other side of that is that they did finish higher in the league. So, you know, you've got to consider that as well. You know, they had a side that was worthy of the top 4 in the Bundesliga. Villarreal at the moment have a side worthy of the top 7 in La Liga. Cazorla's still here as well. He's probably going to be retiring, Santi Cazorla, I imagine. But going strong at 36. So, yeah, I mean, at this point right now, I have absolutely no preference as to which team I want to go to. So, whichever one you guys decide, I am quite happy doing on either occasion. And that's kind of just something that I guess I could look forward to. Because no matter what you pick from here, I'm going to get right into it. So, yeah, it's over to you guys to decide it then. So, Villarreal, one of the sides. Of course, Hoffenheim, the other. I would potentially have remained at the Graafschap, but like I said, I feel like we've done everything that we're going to do there. We've gone unbeaten, we've won the Cup, we've won the Champions League. It's just madness to think that, but that's how it is. Tony Martial got the goal scorers, top goal scorers list, by the way, in the La Liga here, after he scored in that Champions League final against us. Look at that, 33 to his name. So, yeah, lots of work to do with both sides, whichever one we go to, over to you to decide. Other than that, hopefully I'll see you all again tonight with that goal of the season poll video for you to vote on as well. Hopefully see some crackers in there too. And until next time, have a fantastic Wednesday evening. Make sure to cast your vote at the top right-hand side of this video in the I button. And I'll see you all for the first episode of Season 4 very, very soon with our new side. Until then, adios.